This is the Government Week in Review for the week ending Friday, October 20th, 2023. I am Chrisanne Mitchell. In the headlines, Grenada celebrates its first National Heroes Day. Details to this and more when we return.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell says October 19th is the best date to reflect on the past and chart the way forward to a brighter, prosperous future. During the inaugural commemoration of National Heroes Day on October 19th, Prime Minister Mitchell explained his administration's decision to choose the date to recognize Grenadian men and women who have served and sacrificed for our country. There is no fitting date, he said, that will help us restore hope, rekindle, reflect, and move forward more inclusive and united.
This is a recognition of the bridge we need to create between the past and the future. We could have chosen any other day to make it National Heroes Day. So the question is, why the 19th of October? Or the question is, why not the 19th of October? Who are our heroes? What makes someone a hero? If not the ultimate sacrifice of your life for the people you serve, the people you love, and the country that you represent. So I stand here to thank the people of Grenada for giving me and this government the opportunity to recognize that there is no more fitting day than the 19th of October to recognize our national heroes. And it is all of our national heroes. What more fitting day than 19th October? To commemorate to reflect upon, to rekindle, to rebuild, and to restore hope so that we go into the next 50 years of our independence, that we go forward as a gentler, kinder, more tolerant, more inclusive, more united country.
Member of the October Martyrs Foundation, Dr. Terence Marichaud, commended the government for finally doing what is right to honor and recognize the sacrifices of those who served.
One thing I've learned about struggle over the years is that if you have a cause that is noble and just and are willing to make the necessary sacrifice to see it through, no matter how difficult or how long it takes, it will eventually happen. In this regard, I would like to thank Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell and his administration for doing what no other government has done before. By doing what is right, by making this day a reality, and for listening to the cries of the people over the years, that this is a day that should be recognized because of its transcendental importance in our history.
The inaugural ceremony was attended by several: Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagranade, Ministers of Cabinet, and other invited guests. Many reflected on the occurrences of October 19, 1983 at the inaugural celebration at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on Thursday. Among them, Mrs. Angela Bishop, the wife of former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop, and former Press Secretary Don Rojas. They both remembered former Prime Minister Maurice Bishop as an extraordinary leader whose love for country surpassed all else.
40 years have passed, but the impact remains. It is a sad day for our people, our country, and many throughout the world. The influence of Maurice Bishop and our other fallen heroes and the Grenadian Revolution itself reached far and wide. His commitment to his country and his beloved people shone brightly until the end. Today we acknowledge Maurice Bishop as one of the heroes of Grenada, along with all the others who shared his commitment, his dedication, and his love for Grenada and our people. Thank you again, Mr. Prime Minister Mitchell, for this honor and the opportunity to share some remarks in remembrance of Maurice, my late husband.
Bishop was an extraordinary human being, a global figure admired and respected by millions of people around the world. He was not merely a charismatic, handsome person, but he was a highly intelligent individual, a man of principle, a man of dignity, a man with generosity of spirit, not a person who was drunk on power, not a person who chased after pomp and glory as so many political leaders do these days. In the final analysis, Bishop was a man who served his country well and who articulated a powerful and inspiring vision, a vision that would attempt to empower the Grenadian people in this post-independence and post-colonial era of its history.
Friend David Abdullah called for more to be done to incorporate Grenadian and Caribbean history in the education system so the occurrences of October 19th and other significant dates can be forever etched in the minds of students.
One of the great challenges that we have, because we must always remember that if we don't know where we have come from, we'll be lost and not know where we have to go. And therefore, we as Caribbean people and those who have responsibility for our governance have to refashion fundamentally our education system right throughout the Caribbean, so that all the heroes and heroines of our region and all of our history, which was a history of ordinary working people, of labor, fighting to come out of slavery through indention up to freedom, that history is taught and understood and appreciated.
Celebrations for Grenada's first National Heroes Day continued on the evening of October 19th with a candlelight vigil on the Carnage St. George's. The names of those who died on the fort on that day in 1983 were read out by Marcel Belma, who lost her sister. The reading of each name was followed by the lighting of strobe lights. Some of those in attendance used the opportunity to reminisce on the 1979 to 1983 revolutionary period, while others called for unity going forward.
I am very, very happy to be here tonight. I'm very, very happy to be among you all. I accept you all as my family. We are all Grenadian people. We are all Caribbean people. We are all one people.
I stand here to publicly thank the government of Grenada in the leadership of Prime Minister Dika Mitchell for making and taking that bold step. I think the step that he has taken and the government has taken is bringing us closer and closer to healing. This year has been very emotional for me But I'm happy that I can stand here and see so many faces in this new place to acknowledge once and for all that Grenada, or the October 19th event, is finally recognized by the government and the people of Grenada.
Happy Heroes Day, Grenada 2023. This is the first, and it will be the first of many, many more to come. As long as Grenada Nation exists, we shall celebrate each other from this day. So, I'm joyful at this moment. I'm feeling the transition. Thank you. My generation who went to school, we were in IFE, now TAMCC, in '83, when the pain happened, the worst day of our lives. And we have all reacted in many different ways, some good, some not so good, in response to this painful day 40 years ago. But now, thank you for joining in the healing.
The Prime Minister, Maurice Bishop, and I were great friends. We were here for the first anniversary, 1979. I think it was March 13. He was here to celebrate the New Jewels movement, and thereafter we continued to be here.
This is the Government Week in Review. When we return, World Food Day celebrations focus on the importance of water for life.
Climate change is real, bringing hotter days and less rain. Less rain means less water, so it's crucial for us to conserve water at home. When washing my vehicle, I use a bucket with rainwater that I have stored. This is how I save water. What are you waiting for?
Welcome back. Nutrition security, increased agricultural production, and sustainable water management practices were the messages disseminated during the hosting of the 2023 World Food Day celebration. The celebration, held at Seaton James Street at Grenville, St. Andrew, under the theme Water is Food, Water is Life, Leave No One Behind, on Friday, included speeches from Minister for Agriculture and Lands, Honorable Lennox Andrews, and Minister of State with Responsibility for Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives, Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas. Approximately 60 booths representing farmers, agro-processors, input suppliers, and Ministry of Agriculture stakeholders were on display with produce, products, and general agriculture information. Minister Andrews emphasized that the solution to the country's various problems within the sector is increased production. He called for a shift in mindset for 2024 to adopt a culture of productivity.
We want to get our people, we want to make sure that those who own the land, they work the land. They don't leave the land idle. Because when you work the land and you produce, you are not only increasing your gross domestic product, you are producing and you are providing employment. And with employment come an output. And with output, you have goods and services for consumption. And I want to say to you also that the solution to many of our problems in the world lies precisely in production.
Minister Thomas outlines government's development strategies and policies for the sector, including increasing access to available lands and other resources.
This government intends to avoid this trap by giving laser focus to the development of legislations, policies, and strategies that give life and meaning to the theme for this year's World Food Day celebration. Water is life. Water is food. Leave no one behind. Brothers and sisters, this government, since taking office, has been working diligently to manifest this year's World Food Day theme. We have begun to review the land policy to make it more feasible and implementable. We want to ensure that the policy can address the challenges of land administration and ensure that our land resources are managed in a way that promote sustainable development, environmental protection, economic growth, and social equity. The government has finalized and circulated for comments the draft Natural Resource Management Act. This act will provide the framework for the sustainable use of our natural resources. Your government is also reviewing the National Land Bank project to unlock the existing bottlenecks and achieve the goal of bringing idle agricultural lands into production and ensuring that those interested in agriculture, particularly our youth, have access to lands.
This year, 2 farmers from all 4 districts were awarded for their innovation in the use of climate-smart practices. They were awarded vouchers to purchase equipment and supplies needed to improve their production. 99 young Grenadians have been awarded scholarships to pursue higher education. The scholarships were awarded from St. George's University, University of the West Indies, the Organization of American States, and the People's Republic of China at a total cost of $7 million. Notably, the government of Grenada reinstated the scholarship for law this year. The ceremony, organized by the Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture, was held recently virtually. Minister for Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Ron Redhead, encourages the awardees to always grasp the opportunity for education.
I believe that what we need to do as young people, whenever we get the opportunity for education, is that we must say that education has no boundaries. And wherever you go, that education will be able to follow you. So whether it's a scholarship, whether you are able to pay for it on your own, take these opportunities and make sure you succeed. Because with your education, you certainly would not be able to fail and you can move mountains.
Grenada and other Caribbean islands continue to move toward investing more into public sector modernization as they plan, implement, manage, and deliver development solutions. Over the next 3 weeks, senior officers in the public service will be engaged in face-to-face training with the Caribbean Development Bank following several rounds of virtual sessions. The training is geared towards strengthening capacity and improving project management skills throughout the public service. The 8-module training developed by the Caribbean Development Bank was formulated specifically for countries with public sector modernization priorities. Minister for Economic Development and Planning, Honorable Lennox Andrews, highlighted the significance of the training towards boosting growth and development through implementation.
Your work, not just a work of self-achievement, but is a work of national achievement. It's a work of national pride. It's a work of helping to transform the lives of people and to give Grenadians a much better life. And I'm saying all of this because development in our islands takes place through projects. The truth is that if we want to develop Grenada, what we have to do is that we have to have project ideas, develop those ideas into full-blown projects, submit those projects to a funding agency for external financing if you don't have enough domestic revenue. And once it's approved, you implement those projects. But the implementation of those projects are geared towards transforming the lives of people, providing jobs, providing income, employment.
Division Chief at the CDB's Project Department, Dr. Martin Baptiste, said the urgency of the training hinges on the significant implementation deficit within regional countries and the investments made by governments to boost their individual public sector programs. He explained that CDB developed blending training modules, which will be executed in the first half of 2024.
CDB fully developed the 8 PCM modules for face-to-face training and partnered with the University of the West Indies Open Campus to convert 3 of 6 modules to online mode. As you know, access to online training provides flexibility, reach, and cost effectiveness in building the capacity of public sector professionals as they plan, implement, manage, and deliver development solutions across the region. The remaining 3 modules will be converted to online mode within the first half of next year, 2024. The demand for these courses was predicated on the existing significant implementation capacity deficits which exist in countries and which remain a strategic focus of the bank as it is for our governments across the region.
Permanent Secretary in the Department of Public Administration, Lindonna Hilaire-Marshall, encouraged the participants to use the skills acquired to effective positive change within the public service.
Don't settle for mediocrity and just being standard. So I encourage all 48 of you who completed the online version of the course to take it very seriously and believe in yourself, let it allow what you've gained from the course, the knowledge and the skills to build your capacity so that you become confident and believing in yourself and the possibilities that you are able to contribute to the impact of this training.
This is the Government Week in Review. Still to come, China contributes towards disaster management efforts in Carriacou.
At the NIS, our team proudly works to support the evolving needs of Grenadians. We have made some changes to our operations and want to keep you informed. Firstly, we are happy to introduce the new unemployment benefit. This benefit will provide an insured person with 50% of his or her former income in the case of sudden unemployment. To support this benefit and other benefits we offer, it was necessary to increase the contribution rate. The contribution rate will increase gradually each year until it reaches 16% in 2031. As always, the contribution will be split between you and your employer. The pensionable age will also increase from 60 to 65 years. This increase will also be gradually reaching age 65 in 2029. Pensioners will continue to be eligible for a pension from age 60, but will receive a reduced payment. The NIS recognizes that the prices of basic customer goods are increasing globally. Therefore, we are happy to also increase the weekly minimum pension payment by 25%. Finally, we have adjusted our survivor's benefit payment to a percentage of the age pension minimum. Widows, widowers, and dependent parents will receive 100% or $58 weekly, while children will receive 50% or $29 weekly of the deceased's pension. We are here to make the transition to these new changes as clear and simple as possible. If you have any questions on how these changes impact you and your family, please contact our new informational hotline at 440-6647 or visit www.nisgrenada.org. Thank you for allowing us to be your social security provider.
Welcome back. Chargé d'Affaires from the People's Republic of China, Mr. Pen Wenling, earlier this week handed over a check to Minister for Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs, Honorable Tevin Andrews, to assist in the island's disaster management efforts. Government has been investing millions in building the resilience and preparedness of facilities and residents, noting the remoteness of the islands. Recently, the U.S. government donated a field hospital to Carriacou to reduce the number of admissions or treatments done at the main hospital facility in the event of a disaster. The Chargé d'Affaires reiterated the government and people of China's commitment to assist Grenada wherever necessary.
As you know, Grenada suffers heavy rains and other natural disasters from time to time. As Chinese embassy diplomats, we live here and work here, and we feel it real. So we think it's our duty to help Grenadians. And our commitment to make contributions to Grenadian people is strong.
Minister Andrews commended China for its donation, which he said will go a long way toward enhancing the island's resilience in the face of disasters.
We really appreciate the support. I think it's the first of its kind to us from the embassy. And certainly we look forward for further cooperation to assist in many other efforts. So we do note the contributions from the people and government of China, from our low-income housing in Carriacou, donations of laptops before, and of course all the other things that you have given. And of course this donation today sends a strong message in your efforts in trying to assist us with managing our disaster management efforts in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. So we are indeed grateful, and thank you so much. So from the government of Grenada, we thank you, but more so from the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, I want to put it on the record as Member of Parliament and Minister how grateful we are. So thank you so much.
Grenadian residing in the U.S., John Crow, continues to give support to Grenada with a donation of wheelchairs, sanitary products, and other items for the people of St. Mark. This is the fourth consecutive time a 40-foot container was sent to Grenada with medical supplies to be distributed. Mr. Crow said this recent donation came from collaborating with the parliamentary representative for St. Mark, Honorable Clarice Modest Cohen, and Senator Honorable Quince Britton. During a short handover ceremony, he pledged his continued support to his homeland.
40 foot of crutches, wheelchairs, diapers, pull-ups, rollators, walkers, right? These hospital beds, they come in two parts. Well, they come in more than two parts, but there's two main parts. There's the motor, there's the crankshaft, there are the head and foot boards. The job for me is to help as many Grenadians as I can. Like I said, I had a meeting with the Minister of Health recently, and I said to him, my role, my function in life is to, as long as I have breath in my body, is to hopefully one day see Grenada as one of the healthiest countries in the world. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
Parliamentary Representative for St. Mark, Honorable Clarice Modest Cohen, expressed thanks to Mr. Crow for his timely donation.
It is indeed really a heartfelt pleasure to receive these how shall I say, medical supplies on behalf of the people of St. Mark, people of St. John, and I know quite a few others have received from various parts of the island. Mr. John Crow, I want to say thanks on behalf of all of us in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I know my senator colleague will join me as well, but I want to say my part, thanking you for what you have done over the years.
Senator Honorable Quince Britton thanked the donor for continued support to the people of Grenada, particularly his constituency.
We really appreciate the kind gesture, and as Dr. Modest said, we got the lion's share, and whatever that we have is not just for St. Mark, but there might be neighboring constituencies that might have, especially for wheelchairs and so on, that might have some needs, and we are willing to facilitate. But of course, as Dr. Modest said, we have to take care of our own first, right? And I just like to use the opportunity as well. I feel very elated because it's the first time that we are collaborating to do such a wonderful initiative.
His Excellency Santiago de Witt Guzman, the nuncio designate of the Holy See to Grenada, presented his credentials to Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagrenade, the Governor General of Grenada, earlier this week. Grenada and the Holy See established diplomatic ties in 1979. Archbishop de Witt Guzman expressed his gratitude for the opportunity to serve as the Holy See's representative to Grenada. He also reaffirmed the Holy See's commitment to promoting peace, justice, and solidarity in the country.
Your Excellency, I would like to remind you of the Holy Father's commitment to carry out the mission of the Holy See and the entire Catholic Church. especially in the defense of human life and human dignity, notwithstanding particular socioeconomic or any other circumstance. Pope Francis has been persistent in his call to reach out to the more vulnerable members of our society and the world, especially those who have fallen prey to crime and violence. Pope Francis has also continuously invited us to do more to protect our world from preventable disasters, in particular those caused by humans which result in catastrophic consequences such as conflicts, wars, and climate changes.
Also on the Holy See's priority list is the education sector.
The Holy See continues to prioritize education, as we firmly believe that the future of any nation is dependent on the young generations. With mutual respect and promotion of human rights molded in the spirit of tolerance, our Catholic institutions promise to work in partnership with your government for the benefit of all.
Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagranade welcomed Archbishop de Wood Guzman to Grenada and expressed her confidence that he will play an important role in strengthening the relationship between the Holy See and Grenada.
The Constantinian Order also made a sizable monetary donation to St. Joseph's Convent, St. George's, for the construction of the IT Commercial Center to enable students to gain proficiency in computer skills upon completion of their secondary education. The Grandans Social Development Center is another example of the involvement of the Catholic Church in assisting our youth, and it is a second chance training program for the empowerment of disadvantaged girls who were poor performers academically and were interested in developing a skill. This center is headed by Sister Alison Mitchell of the Carmelite Order. Your Excellency, I am honored to welcome you and happy to acknowledge the generosity of this distinguished order of the Catholic Church in support of projects for our youth in Grenada.
On Friday, Governor General Her Excellency Dame Cecile Lagranade received letters of credence from His Excellency Mr. Kim Christensen, appointing him Ambassador Designate of the Kingdom of Denmark to Grenada. Grenada and Denmark re-established diplomatic ties in 2018, having been first established in 1983. The ambassador said that he looks forward to advancing bilateral ties between the two countries given their similar interests.
As accredited ambassador to Grenada, I will work hard to further strengthen the excellent relations our two countries have enjoyed, both before and since formal relations began in November of 2018. During my time, I hope to advance bilateral ties as well as cooperation on the international stage. I strongly believe that furthering our relations will be to the mutual benefit. Grenada and Denmark have much in common. We are both island nations with a strong maritime tradition. As such, we share a common perspective and an openness to opportunities and partnerships beyond our own horizons.
The Governor General welcomed the ambassador and reiterated that the ties will create avenues for further collaboration between the two countries.
Your Excellency, your country's membership with the European Union has enabled our country to receive funding under the Cotonou agreements and the agreements that followed. The support from the EU in various projects in our country is greatly appreciated. Your Excellency, Grenada is happy to welcome you, and we look forward to the further strengthening of the great relations between our two countries. I congratulate you, and I look forward to working with you.
We take our final break. When we return, Grenada celebrates International Day of the Air Traffic Controller.
Your new GRENLEC bill is even easier to read and still has all the valuable information you need to track and manage your usage.
Hey Mom, okay, your friendly tech support is here. So you got the new GRENLEC bill? Let's take a look. The new bill makes it even easier to see your bill total, the due date, and much more. And take a closer look. It actually is a lot easier to understand. Let me show you. you can still see exactly what the charges are for, but in a great new format. It even shows how the cost of generating and delivering the electricity to you is calculated using your actual usage. Anyway, look who says hi, and see you soon.
Your new GRENLEC bill, easier to understand and easier to track your usage.
Welcome back. October 20th is celebrated annually as International Air Traffic Controller Day, a day to recognize and appreciate the vital role that air traffic controllers play in keeping air travel safe. The staff at the Grenada Airport Authority were also in on the day's celebrations. An association was established consisting of employees of the Grenada Airport Authority and retired air traffic controllers to ensure efficiency and reliable air navigation. The association is a subdivision of the International Federation of Air Traffic Controllers. President of the Grenada Air Traffic Controllers Association, Hernel Panchu, said this day is important as it shows appreciation to all the people who make flying safe for all.
This is a profession that you really hear about, or when you're on your travel, you really think about. But here at Grenada, air traffic control is a core function that ensures safety for your travels. And what we do, Grenada has a piece of airspace that belongs to us, and what we do is that we monitor, direct, and coordinate the movements of flight in the sky and on the ground to prevent collision.
The president also stated that the day is important to those aspiring to be an air traffic controller.
As we celebrate Air Traffic Controllers Day, we would like to bring further awareness to the trial and state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. We shall be recruiting moving down the line, and if there are young men and women out there that think they would like to join the field of aviation, the steps that they may have to take would include some effort in the science subjects, particularly physics, math, geography. Information technology is also a preferred requirement, given that there's equipment, technological advancements that's always changing. What a prospective air traffic controller should expect is that if they have been considered to have the right aptitude after aptitude testing, that they go to the CATC, the Institute in Trinidad, which is an international aviation institute, and they would undertake about 7 to 8 months of training there. Then return to their local unit, in this case Grenada, and they will take on about 6 months to a year of on-the-job training.
Air traffic controllers are guided by the International Civil Aviation Organization standards. Finally, in the news, the 2023 D Sports Shop Ministry of Sports Inter-Secondary School Netball commenced with an opening ceremony, march past, and knockout competition among the participating schools on Wednesday, 18th October at the Tantine Netball Complex. Coordinator of Sports, Caroline Peters, commended the sponsor of the tournament for more than 20 years of commitment to the ministry's netball program.
I want you to start by giving yourself a round of applause for such a warm turnout today. And also in December, let's give Mr. Victor Daniel a round of applause for the over 20 years of support in the development of netball in Grenada, in particular the support of the Ministry of Sports Netball Program. Today I want to pay a special welcome to all the schools, the coaches, the teachers, the supporters of physiotherapy department, and everyone that could hear my voice. Welcome to the opening. I hope that you stay around and look at our exciting knockout today. I must say how pleased we are with the senior coach and a team for putting on such a competition that will bring additional excitement to the game of netball.
President of the Netball Grenada, Liebert Alexander, commended the work of the coaches working along with the students to develop the sport and wished them a successful tournament.
May the best team win. I urge you players to play with eager, play skillful netball. Most important, be disciplined and have great fun. There's many opportunities awaiting you going forward from Netball Grenada.
The tournament was opened by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, Desiree Stephen.
It gives me great privilege to be here this afternoon, as this afternoon brings back fond memories of over 30 years ago when I stood on the court where you are presently representing my school. I want to wish all teams participating this year in this year's competition an accident-free competition. I ask you to play very competitive, but remember to create fond friendships and memories of the competition. I can remember memories I still have created from over 30 years ago, and the friendships and bonds I've created from persons from other schools. And I want you to do that as well. I know it will be competitive, but I want you to enjoy the tournament, have fun, and at the end of it, may the best team, best schools win. It is indeed my pleasure to declare the 2023 Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture D-Sports Shop Netball Tournament officially open.
That brings us to the end of the week in review for the week ending October 20th, 2023. I am Chris Ann Mitchell. Thank you for viewing.